everyone, and welcome back to neeceelexy. If you're new here, I'm a content creator, digital marketer, as well as a blogger. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with the content that I deliver every week here in this channel. So before I start, the topic for the day is brainstorming how to. So this is basically bringing the walls of ideas and making sure that you're able to execute your plan and ideas and bring it to life. So here is the key ingredients that you'll be needing before we move forward, okay? And for those who are just joining us for the first time, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also join our digital marketing team so that we'll be able to kind of educate you on how to improve your social media marketing, as well as improve your overall digital marketing and your online business. If you're also a blogger and you would love to get a little idea on how to start your own blog or how to grow your existing blog, you can also go into my website at www.neeceelexy.com and read all the weekly article that I post here and sharing some of my personal favorite digital marketing best hacks. Have been blogging for the last 4 years, and I've also worked as a digital marketing consultant as well as a trainer. So I teach people how to do PPC as well as organic search. And yeah, so you'll be able to learn so much stuff that I actually share from day to day. Without further ado, let's head into the video. Today's topic, as the title mentioned, it's brainstorm how to, the walls of ideas. Becoming a Scrum master to boost your work effectiveness and performance day to day. This is basically the idea of brainstorming, the how to, the walls of ideas, all about bringing in the Scrum master strategy and tactics in order to help your business or your work team to manage your task more effectively. You'll probably wonder, what do you mean by the wall of ideas, right? And how can you brainstorm ideas to boost your work effectiveness? The answer is very simple. Mapping out our idea makes it very clear, makes your vision clear, like in a clear vision board, so that you have a full picture on how far you are with your project projections, completions. Plus, many things will still be need to add it or sometimes contributed with different teammates, or sometimes you may even need to reduce certain elements from your project to make sure that it's executed properly. And that is why brainstorming is the key element before starting anything else. So what is a brainstorming? Brainstorming in simplicity, it's the process of which an ideas are generated or grouped before any project is done. It can be used in place of text, images, or concepts that are put together in the web, or even mapping out just a visual scripts or ideas in the marketing agency settings. These brainstorm tasks come into as a form of scrums. So you probably wonder, what is a scrum? So if scrum is something new to you, you don't know what that is. A scrum simply is a method used to help team members to work together in an organization or generating ideas to form a solution for a complex problem. So the whole point of a Scrum is to divide and conquer. For instance, as a digital marketer, my early onset job experience, I was involved in working with different teams and departments. So we would use a large Scrum board in our office. So to coordinate things from the copyright team, the creative team, the social media strategist, as well as the SEO specialist, analytic team, and PPC team, we want to be able to ensure that the client project are executed properly. So we would do a Scrum board, and every team will have to kind of input their progression as to how far along they are with the project, because majority of our task was doing branding as well as and it's kind of like a full fledged agency marketing where they have multiple teams within one agency. So we will be able to, most of our work kind of forms in a team, as a teamwork. So that is why it's very effectively for us to have that as Scrum, which is also kind of brainstorming wall. And together we work to create a master marketing research together. We work together to create a master marketing research, audits the website, social media, and marketing strategy. Then we would also produce like KPIs, a digital marketing models map. Our marketing map, the wall looks crazy. It has a lot of sticky notes, it has a lot of writings, it has some boxes. It just basically makes it a little bit clear, so that way whenever there's somebody from a different team can know how far we are, and then we can also know how far they are, so that way in case the project completion is coming really closely, we will be able to allocate other people to go to that additional teams to support them, to making sure that we're meeting the deadline for that specific client project. That's why having a clear map and a roadmap with a vision and text and images, it helps the project completion and also helps you stay intact. I try to also work very effectively when I know what I'm doing and when I have a structure of certain elements that are mapped out with the ideas before execution. So this also helps us with dividing and conquering, because in order to effectively finish any project, we have to focus on dividing into small subsections to allocate the task to team members with shared responsibility for delivering the portion of the project. So during my marketing boot camp, in the afternoon we do a meeting huddle. In the afternoon we do a meeting huddle to check in with the other groups on how far along they are, and when should we be expecting the completion of the phase 1, phase 2, phase 4, and act. This method also helps us to stay on top of things, but also to help us support any other group that require more assistance in terms of meeting the completion or meeting the deadline for the client project. And this is basically a whole tie in with the concept of dividing and conquer. Another thing that's also part of the brainstorming and the wall of ideas, also as in a digital marketing, is understanding the digital marketing measurement model. Okay, for those who don't know it, I highly recommend you to go to my website and read the article on this specific topic. So the link is going to be in the description below. I have samples and images and pictures to show you how it exactly look like. And if you also want to see me working on an actual live client project where I executed from its starting point to completion, where I actually develop a brand from scratch, you can also check the link in the description below on how the marketing model measurement we have designed it. This is something you can also copy the same models to help you with your online business or to help you with your blog to be able to effectively create a brand, because I did also have an experience with brand development and brand strategy. The digital marketing measurement model is very effective. So what essentially it does is that as a digital marketer, we use digital marketing measurement model. Okay, it helps us to brainstorm our ideas before we carry out any work. So there are 4 or more elements that are important in consistent of this model focus, so which is called the goals, the KPIs, the target audience, and also the segment. What we do for the goal is that we will be able to have, like in our Scrum board, we would have the DMM model, and we would do like a box, and within that box we'll divide it into 4 different segments. So one segment, we'll call it the goals. So the goal basically is, what is the business main objective? That's what we're trying to identify here. And then what are they trying to achieve with our digital service? Okay, and how can we help them get there? That's basically what the goal is. And then in the second column, we will have KPIs, which is key performance indicator, to help us measure the success matrix of our marketing plan once it's taken into action. So what is the KPI look like? If they're doing brand awareness, are we counting the impression they're going to receive from the digital marketing? If they focus on conversion, how many leads are they going to be generating, and they consider that as a success. If it's an e-commerce, how many online sales through our digital marketing would they consider as a success for them? Or even sometimes when branding, how much of an awareness are we going to be doing, and in terms of like the execution plan and all that. We need to have metrics to measure it in terms of telling us that this model or this marketing strategy that we develop actually work. And then on the third box, we have something called target audience. This is very, very effective because you can have the most amazing marketing plan, but if you're not targeting the right people, or you're not reaching the right people at the right moment, you would lose that ideology behind it. So that is why it's very important for us to have a clear understanding of who our target audience is. So the key audience, or the person you're trying to reach, or our target marketing message that we're trying to hit for that individual, has to be very effective. We also need to know their age, their gender, their income, their interest. Sometimes we use like Facebook Insight, or can we also use the created Google Ads audiences. And other times we will just be creating our own fictional persona to help us kind of like understand what is the ideal goal or the ideal client for this specific business that we're trying to help with the marketing. This is very key for you. If you have a blog, you need to also, within your blog, within your niche, you have a specific target audience that you're trying to reach out to. These are people that you're gonna have a clear understanding of what message you want to deliver to them, what is your KPI you're gonna be using to measure the success of you reaching your message to them, and the goal of you once you reach out to them. What is the goal? What is the outcome that you wanted to achieve with that? And then lastly, we have something called segment. So segments is basically all the medium involved for us to deliver the marketing plan to reach these target audience. For example, it could be the location, the landing pages, new versus returning users, as well as the channel. It could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitter, it could be Google Ads. Whatever medium we use it, we need to also understand how are we reaching out to them, and what landing page are we basically showcasing them. Is it the general website? Is it the thank you page? Is it the contact form? What is it? All of these we need to also segment it in order for us to have an effective DMM model that we're going to be running it. This is also a part of the whole idea of walls of ideas that we create. Essentially all comes down to the 5 effective brainstorming technique, which is, one is you want to be free and try not to limit your ideas by thinking inside the box only. Find inspirational outside of the box. Try to test out different models. Try to test out different concepts. This is how you will be able to effectively reach out to a success, and more successful marketing are those ones that are very bold enough to think outside of the box and to test out new things. Okay. 2, you need to focus on the quality as opposed to the quantity of the ideas, because the quality of the ideas will help you reach there as opposed to quantity. Yes, you can have so many ideas, but certain ideas will not help you reach your marketing objective, or will not help you execute the plan properly. That is why it's very effective for you to have quality ideas, but also, yes, you might have a quantity, but then out of those quantity, you have to be very realistic as to, okay, which one will help me drive or get there, as opposed to kind of focusing on just kind of having a ball of ideas, but you're not executing any plans with it. You have to be very realistic with your ideas. 3rd, add visual components to your brainstorming board, because us as a human, we focus more on a visual help us to understand the concept and help us to understand the project better. And that is why sometimes, even if you're creating the brainstorming session, try to add images. I'm an artistic person, so I would literally either sketch it or draw it before I actually execute the plan. And this helps me to understand what exactly I'm doing. Even if it has to do like a stick figure or whatnot, I would do it in order for me to basically understand the concept of what we're working in. Same thing with my logo. Before I even develop it, I sketched it, I sketched it, and then I designed it, and then finally turned it into a motion picture. Is because it's all about the visual concepts. Like, I knew exactly how I wanted to look like and what elements I wanted to incorporate, and then figure out how I can execute that plan. Hypothesis and testing. This is another thing you also need to take into consideration. Not every idea is gonna be a click or be a hit. You need to test out a lot of things. As a person who have a science degree background, we rely heavily on hypothesis, but also testing the hypothesis to make sure that it works. So we come up with a lot of ideas with assumptions, and then we put it into a test, and then experimenting it, and then finally understanding whether that hypothesis actually worked or did not work. This is part of your brainstorming session. Once we determine that all areas of, like, for example, with digital marketing, when we do hypothesis and testing, we wanted to know that once we determine all the areas and considering our DMM model, next we will be focusing on creating a hypothetical case scenario to put it into a test. Usually we run like a PPC for 2 weeks to gather just data to analyze, and then sometimes we also create an A/B testing for social media ads. Like, for example, in Facebook, we will create A and B testing. For Google ads, we will create we would use different bid strategy, different headlines, different keywords, just to kind of run it for 2 weeks and gather enough data. And then once those data are gathered, we can then segment it and then kind of now create a more focused idea behind the data that we have just gathered, because that data will be able to tell us, okay, how many people have engaged with their ads and how many people have shown interactions and interest, and then we can then do a remarketing back and testing it out. It's all about just testing different strategy. Certain digital marketing practices might work, other might fail, but that's okay. It's all a matter of just testing it out. So if you find this topic today very helpful, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Even if you're new here, by now you should be hitting that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with our next topic. Next week, I'll be talking more about other digital marketing best practices, and then I would also share with you guys some new advanced things that are coming within digital marketing. Cookie is going away, so there's going to be a cookieless tracking. We're going to be covering that topic for next week, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you all what's coming off for digital marketing, because the industry is growing as fast as we want. We're looking, especially with COVID, it had just accelerated in a very, very short period of time, and we just basically now catching up to it. Without further ado, I will see you guys next week. And if you wanted to read more about digital marketing best practices or digital marketing concepts, you can go into my website at www.neeceelexy.com, and I will see you guys there. Hit the subscribe button, comment in the description below what part of this video you like the most, and what other videos from neeceelexy that you have enjoyed, and I will see you then. If you also have a topic you would like for me to discuss, you can comment below and I'll try to cover it for you. See ya. Bye.